We live in an era where conversations are no longer confined to coffee shops or late-night phone calls. Our world is now filled with digital whispers, with artificial intelligence becoming a constant companion in our daily lives. From the helpful assistant that sets our morning alarms to the chatbot that guides us through a customer service maze, AI has woven itself into the very fabric of our communication. It promises efficiency, instant answers, and a world of information at our fingertips. We've welcomed these digital partners with open arms, often forgetting the intricate dance of code and data that powers their every response, treating them less like tools and more like confidants in our increasingly connected world. This journey into AI-driven dialogue began with simple commands and has since blossomed into something far more complex and nuanced. We ask our devices about the weather, and they respond with a forecast. We ask for a joke, and they deliver a punchline. It's a seamless interaction, a modern-day magic trick that has become so ordinary, we barely notice it anymore. The simplicity is deceptive, masking the billions of calculations happening behind the screen. We've grown accustomed to this digital back and forth, this new rhythm of conversation that feels almost, but not quite, human. It's a relationship built on convenience and a shared language of queries and programmed replies. The allure of this technology is its promise of perfect understanding. We imagine an entity that can process our words without the baggage of human emotion, a conversation partner that never misunderstands or gets offended. This ideal is what drives us to interact more and more with these systems, seeking clarity in a world that is often messy and complicated. We pour our thoughts into search bars and chat windows, hoping the algorithm on the other side can make sense of our jumbled ideas and provide the perfect, logical answer we crave. It's a search for a pure form of communication, one we believe technology is uniquely equipped to provide. However, as we delve deeper into this new frontier of interaction, we begin to see the subtle yet profound differences between human connection and machine processing. The very nature of our language, rich with sarcasm, cultural context, and unspoken feelings, presents a monumental challenge for an intelligence built on logic and patterns. A simple phrase can carry a dozen different meanings depending on the tone of voice or the history between two people. This is the beautiful, chaotic, and wonderfully imperfect world that AI must navigate, and it is here, in the space between our intent and its interpretation, that the most fascinating journey of miscommunication truly begins. The first signs of trouble in paradise often appear in the most mundane of exchanges. You might ask your AI assistant, "Can you book a table for two at that new Italian place? The one with the romantic vibe?" You're not just asking for a reservation, you're conveying a desire for a specific atmosphere, an experience. The AI, however, might simply search for new Italian restaurant and book the first available option, completely missing the crucial, unstated nuance of romantic vibe. This is where the miscommunication starts, not with a blatant error but with a failure to grasp the emotional subtext that a human friend would have instantly understood. It's a conversation happening on two different planes of existence. These digital misunderstandings can quickly escalate from minor annoyances to genuinely perplexing moments. Imagine asking an AI to summarize a complex news article about a political conflict. It might provide a list of facts, dates, and names, technically fulfilling the request with cold, hard data. But in doing so, it could completely miss the human suffering, the ethical dilemmas, and the profound sense of tragedy that a human journalist worked so hard to convey. The AI delivers the information but strips it of its soul, presenting a world that is factually correct but emotionally barren. The summary is accurate, yet the story is lost, a casualty of a system that understands words, but not their weight. The problem is rooted in the fundamental difference between processing language and understanding it. An AI can be trained on a library of human text, learning to predict which word should follow the next with stunning accuracy. It can mimic the patterns of our speech, creating sentences that are grammatically perfect and contextually relevant. Yet, it doesn't the joy behind a compliment, or the sting of an insult. It's like a brilliant actor who has memorized all the lines for a play, but has no concept of the story's meaning or the character's motivations. This gap between mimicry and genuine comprehension is the source of so many frustrating and sometimes comical miscommunications. This leads to a unique kind of conversational dissonance, where you find yourself trying to rephrase and simplify your thoughts for your supposed intelligent assistant. You start avoiding idioms, sarcasm, and complex sentences, effectively dumbing down your own language to be better understood by the machine. don't beat around the bush becomes please be direct, I'm over the moon, becomes I am very happy. In our quest for seamless communication with AI, we inadvertently begin to sand down the interesting and colorful edges of our own human expression, creating a sterile dialogue that is efficient but ultimately less rich and, ironically, less human. Recognizing these communication gaps is the first step toward bridging them. We must remember that we are not talking to another person. We are interacting with a sophisticated tool. This mental shift is crucial. It's the difference between becoming frustrated with a friend for not understanding and patiently adjusting the settings on a machine to get the desired result. When we approach AI with this mindset, our expectations change. We no longer anticipate emotional intelligence but rather marvel at the power of its logical processing, using it for what it is truly good at: data retrieval, task management, and complex calculations. It's about learning to speak the AI's language as much as we expect it to learn ours. This new approach requires us to become more mindful and deliberate communicators. Instead of relying on hints and subtext, we learn to be explicit and clear in our requests. We break down complex ideas into simpler, more direct components. This isn't a limitation, it's a skill. Learning to communicate with an AI can, in a strange way, improve our communication with other people. It forces us to analyze our own words, to think about what we are truly trying to say, and to strip away ambiguity. By being precise for the machine, we practice a form of clarity that can be incredibly valuable in all aspects of our lives, from professional emails to personal relationships. Furthermore, we are the ones who hold the key to the AI's evolution. Every correction we make, every time we rephrase a query that it misunderstood, we are providing valuable feedback. We are, in essence, the teachers in this grand experiment. When we express frustration or clarify our intent, we are contributing to a massive dataset that engineers and developers use to refine and improve these systems. Our journey of miscommunication is not a dead end, it is a collaborative process of teaching and learning. We are actively shaping the future of AI conversation, one corrected command and one clarified question at a time. Ultimately, the goal is not to create an AI that is indistinguishable from a human, but to foster a relationship of symbiotic intelligence. We bring creativity, emotional depth, and contextual understanding to the table. The AI brings vast processing power, instant access to information, and unwavering logic. When we learn to combine these strengths, we move beyond the frustration of miscommunication and into a realm of powerful collaboration. It's about recognizing that the human element, our ability to interpret, to feel, and to guide, is not a flaw in the system but its most vital and irreplaceable component. As we look toward the future, it's clear that our relationship with conversational AI will only grow deeper and more integrated into our society. The journey, which started with simple commands, is now venturing into a territory where AI is being tasked with more creative and emotionally sensitive roles. We are seeing AI that can compose music, write poetry, and even act as a therapeutic sounding board. This evolution pushes the boundaries of what we consider possible, forcing us to constantly reevaluate the line between human and machine intelligence. The miscommunications of today are the building blocks for the more profound understanding of tomorrow. The path forward is not about eliminating misunderstandings entirely, as that would be an impossible and perhaps even undesirable goal. The quirks and errors in AI conversation are a constant reminder of the complexity and beauty of our own language. They highlight what makes human interaction so special: the shared experiences, the unspoken bonds, and the ability to read between the lines. Instead of seeking a perfect, sterile AI communicator, perhaps we should aim for an AI that is a better student, one that learns from its mistakes, asks for clarification, and acknowledges the limits of its own algorithmic understanding. A little humility, even if programmed, could go a long way. This ongoing dialogue between humanity and its creation is more than just a technological endeavor, it is a profound philosophical one. By trying to teach a machine what it means to be human, we are forced to define it for ourselves. What is empathy? What is creativity? What is the essence of a meaningful conversation? These are the questions that arise from every frustrating chatbot exchange and every misinterpreted voice command. The journey of AI miscommunication is, in the end, a journey of human self-discovery, holding up a digital mirror that reflects our own methods of thinking, feeling, and connecting with one another. Therefore, let us embrace this journey with patience and curiosity, The stumbles and missteps in our conversations with AI are not failures, but lessons. They teach us about the technology we are building, and more importantly, they teach us about ourselves. By navigating this new landscape of digital whispers and crossed wires, we are not just programming machines. We are forging a new kind of understanding. It is a partnership where we learn to be clearer teachers, and in doing so, build better students, paving the way for a future where human and artificial intelligence can communicate, collaborate, and coexist in a more meaningful way.